And we're rolling.
Alrighty, so we're streaming.
We are streaming.
Alrighty. Welcome to Dr. Tung's 3D House of Lighting.
All right.
What do you want?
You're fired.
All right, so today we're doing a very basic kind of a home studio setup for just head and shoulder sort of beauty portraits. Professional portraits, the kind of thing you might put on a business card or something like that, or just something in a nice head and shoulders shot for the friends and family. I have a 3-light setup going. I have my key light right here. There's a Godox WP400 battery powered, the AD400 battery powered strobe. This is going to be my main source of light. And then I have a Godox QS402 throwing in just a little bit of fill. And then I have another QS402 back here. It's got a grid and a barn doors on it. I think I have it angled properly. It'll throw a nice little it'll throw a nice little accent light on the subject separator from the background. Kind of thing. So I've got that all set up. Now I need to, of course, take meter readings. This is my flash meter. Flash meters aren't as important as they used to be because we're in the age of digital. So you can always just shoot, look at your screen, adjust as needed, shoot, look at your screen, adjust as needed. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way because I can and because it's good information to pass on. So let's see, I'm going to take my bulb down. I'm going to set this to read a flash first. Come around this way. I've set my shutter speed to 1/125th of a second. That's sync speed. Where shutter speed doesn't affect the power of a strobe, the power output of a strobe. So I mean, if I adjust it up to 250 or down to 160, it's not going to make much of a difference. So let's see what I got here.
Oh, yeah, no.
What am I missing? Did that fire? Should have fired.
Should have possible to talk to.
There we go. 125 f1.4. That is not nearly bright enough. Let me try this again. So I have an aperture here of f2. That's, yeah, I'm gonna have to what's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna have to bring up the power on this light somewhat. That'll just take me a second. Go around the other side.
Hey, folks. So for viewers who are just tuning in, we've got Warren here at McBain on 107th. We are doing a live demo of setting up some studio lighting. So if you have any questions, if you want to set up your own lighting studio in your apartment or your basement or wherever, we got lots of good tips for you. And Warren is our resident expert, so he is more than capable of answering any questions you might have. I'm Jolene, and we'll be here until 5 today doing this demonstration. We close at 5:30, so hopefully you can make it in before then. If not, obviously you're tuning in, so thanks for being here.
Gotta bring this down ever so slightly for a sec. $16.8.
We have the lovely Catherine Barlow. You can find her on Instagram. She's being our in-house model for the day. She's been kind enough to sit patiently while we're getting all the lighting set up so that we can make her look as beautiful as possible. So thank you, Catherine Barlow.
Thank you for having me.
It's truly our pleasure. It's nice to be doing something fun with this lighting setup instead of just looking at it all day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that ought to do it. Let me take another meter reading. Wait 1 sec. If you want to come with me, I'll show you how this works. I've recessed this dome reads the light. I recess it so that it's really just seeing what comes out of here. And I point it right at the light source. All right, and then I hit my read button. And now the meter's waiting. It's waiting for a flash that it can read. I hit my test button, it sets off the flash. And it's giving me a reading of f1.0. Okay, so if I round that up, that's like an aperture of f2. So if I shoot it, let's say ISO 400, that's an f4 exposure. So if I'm at 125 at f4 and 400, whatever this light's hitting should render a pretty good neutral
Okay.
tone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So Warren's just getting the exposure set up for the shoot before we get rolling here. We want to make sure that the lighting is all balanced and everything because we are shooting under some fluorescent lights, so they, by their nature, look horrendous. So we want to showcase as much of the beauty that we have in front of the screen as we can.
Right.
So,
And let's see what we got coming out of here. F8. Here, F5.6. So that's quite good. That's a one-stop difference. So this is putting out an output of F8.
Yeah.
This is putting out about half that amount of light. What you want to watch for when you're using two lights is you don't want competing shadows. I can show you an example photo that I for, but you'll end up with, you'll look and the nose will be casting one shadow this way and then one shadow this way.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. You want to avoid that. So you always want the fill light to be not quite as bright as the main light. And a one-stop split is pretty standard. Yeah, pretty standard. So that's pretty good. I want to get that background light a little bit brighter. And the nice thing is, this just works in fractions. So full power, 8th power, half power. So I can just turn the dial and increase my power output with this one. Got to come up. With lighting, it is very much a measure twice, cut once thing. Again, not as much in the age of digital. In the age of film, the more experienced shooters will remember the feeling of getting 10 rolls back from the lab and finding out that you had one light not firing properly the whole time. Once I have that set, then it's just a matter of creating rapport with the model or the subject. There's not an argument, there is disagreement over which is the proper term to use. I go with subject most of the time. It's not the end of the world one way or the other. All right. So angle your knees, don't point them directly to me. Yes, excellent. That's terrific. Do that shoulder thing. You're quite good at that. Lovely. Chin up ever so slightly. Actually, no, you know what? Let your head hang a little bit. That's nice. Turn the camera on as well as required. Give me 2 seconds. We have it. There we go. Auto focus. Zoom in a little bit. Haven't helped me. I'm just not that bright. Trying to remember which button I push to do the thing.
yeah, thank you.
And aperture. There it is. That's what I need. So 1/100th of a second at f8, ISO 400. There we go. And if you'd like to have a look,
Oh, yes.
Yeah. properly exposed, maybe a little hot. I might actually stop down the aperture a little bit, or I'm going to bring the ISO down to not from 400 to 200. I'm going to try like maybe 1/125th. I think that might be better. So let me get into my settings. Set. Trying to remember. There we go. No, that's not it. I'm lucky that I have patient friends. This is what's gotten me so far. Quality set, menu set. How do I get into ISO at this one? Right there. So I was at 400. Let's go 250. Yeah, 250. So about 2/3 of a stop. There we go. And I have a bit of a happy accident. Not only am I getting, I'm going to make some changes, of course, because that's a lot of what you do is you shoot, you tinker. I'm going to bring up my fill light a little bit. I'm going to fill up that shadow a bit more. And the background light is spilling a little more on the background than I would like. I want to get it more on the subject.
Okay.
So that'll just take me 2 seconds. Tinkering and exploring and playing, that's the key to it. As my very dear and awesome friend Renee Robbins says, you just play until it doesn't suck anymore.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can have all of the best toys, all the best equipment in the world, and you still need to play around with it until it is working the way you want it to. So
Right.
half of it is trial and error.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
Well, and just about every photographer in the world will tell you the story about being in the studio and not getting what you want, and it just doesn't, it's not working. And then you just make the slightest little change to one thing, and it's all of a sudden it's a slice of fried gold. Slight one with this one.
Just the battery for you today?
Yeah.
All right. What's that for you? 47.
There's the test button you ordered out loud. Don't try this at home, kids. Okay, yeah, no, my fill light is firing. I thought it wasn't, but it does seem to be.
So when you say don't try this at home and then you do it, what are you what are you referring to?
Staring right into a light and then triggering it.
Ah.
It's not going to actually hurt you, but you can get headachy if you do it enough.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Safety measures.
Yeah, it is firing. It's a little flabby, but that's okay. Let me do this. Move it back. There we go. Might need to run get something. It's not the end of the world. Can you run me? There's another one of these in the warehouse.
Is there?
There is.
Okay.
I can run get it if you want to.
No, I can run and grab it.
Yeah. We got to get some batteries in it. I don't think the optical slave in here is liking things too much.
How would you like me?
Sorry?
How would you like me?
You know what? Oh, that's nice. That was cool. That was very cool. Yep. And look up. Imagine I'm trying to tell you something and I'm making no sense. And you're just trying to understand. That's quite nice. Oh, that was good. That was good.
You
Just
like
move it
the
back a
hand
little
pose?
bit. Yeah.
Back
Back and over.
over.
Perfect. Smashing, baby. Yeah.
No.
You're a Lemia, baby. You got to watch doing the Austin Powers thing because not everyone understands the reference and they're like, this guy's weird. But if I reached the age of 50 and had a problem with people calling me weird, I would have some serious trouble happening.
That was the plus X that you had, right?
Yep.
Hey, Tyler, can I get you to grab a US 400 kit from the warehouse?
Thank you, my friend. Sorry, giving you guys dead air. It won't be long. Now, normally speaking, you only need a trigger for one of your lights, and because the other ones will just be triggered optically. So this light will read the strobe coming from that light and will trigger simultaneously. But if you get light pollution from surroundings or any other circumstances, other things can cause it. Sometimes that doesn't work so good. So I'll just put a whole other, bear with me, where are you? Gotta get the right one. I'll just put a whole other plus X receiver onto that light, and that should get it working a little bit better, a little more consistently. If I can get this out of here, lovely. Make sure it's on the correct channel 4, just like the other ones. Plug it in. Plug it into the sync port. Lovely. Try and get it out of the way. You'd be tempted to let these things hang. Don't. This will mess up your cord very quickly. That's why I have the other one sort of elastic banded up there. All righty, let's try this one more time. Let's turn the camera on. Lovely, terrific. There we go. And if you want to come have a look, wish I could show you folks at home, but now you're still getting the shadow. It's not nearly as deep. It's been filled up with that extra bit of light.
Yeah.
So it's just a softer portrait. It's a more wraparound kind of
Yeah.
thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to go grab a short telephoto lens for this. This is not the camera I normally use. It's a Canon M50 Mark II, which is a camera I like quite a bit. I'm a Canon shooter. I wanted to work with it because I've never worked with it in a studio setting. So let's give it a try and have some fun. I'm going to grab the telephoto because telephotos are nice for portrait.
So when you have a nice telephoto lens, it brings you very close to your subject while compressing the background a whole lot. So that's why when Warren said it's great for portraiture, you have that really nice sort of sharp subject, and then that you have the bokeh or the bokeh in the background. I mean, right now you're not really going to see a whole lot of bokeh in the background because we are shooting on a white backdrop. So it's not going to show a whole lot, but it is still going to show that nice sort of drop off and focus in the depth of field. So I'll let Warren get back to it.
Cool. So yeah, this is the Canon 55-200 with the M mount for the crop sensor mirrorlesses. One nice thing about telephotos, in terms of how they render the face, they're flattering. They don't extend the nose. They don't make the ears look small. You can give your subject a little bit more space, which is nice because you don't want to crowd your subject and make them uncomfortable. But of course, you don't want to get your 1200 millimeter lens out and have to shoot from back there and use semaphore flags to direct your subject. But in that sort of 80 to 200 range, that's a nice sweet spot for sort of studio portrait shooting. All right, do that hand thing again. It's not even in the photo, but
Okay.
it throws a certain tension and it's quite nice.
Great.
All righty. Lovely. I'm going to take one more. Excellent. Look at me proud. Think.
Proudest thought I could ever think.
Think aristocrat.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that was a thought I was having earlier with the lights and saying that the lights closer is soft. If you want soft, get close. The simple trick is move your light as close as you can to your subject. Then as soon as it shows in the frame when you look through your viewfinder, back it off. And that's where it stays. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I took a lighting workshop with some very, very, very well-respected magazine photographers like 10 years ago. It's awesome. I went to Miami. And when they showed everyone that trick, you saw 50 guys go, Beautiful, beautiful, looking awesome, terrific. Ooh, of that, back a little bit, there we go. But yes, Bob, that's terrific. That is terrific. I'm missing a very important tool for a photographer, which is a step stool, so I can get above my subject. But again, the beauty of the age of digital is you can do stuff like this. Lovely. All righty. I'm going to get you to arch your back quite a bit. Always think in terms of pulling your shoulder blades together. That's nice. Do that
Sitting
again.
in the basement for so long.
Terrific. Terrific. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to just change my setup around because you want to do that on a fairly consistent basis. Otherwise, it just gets boring. I'm going to bring in this key light much more obliquely from the side. Get a deeper shadow on that side of the subject's face. Bringing it forward. A guy said something to me once that I quite like. He said, don't light the subject, light the area around the subject.
Or,
So the one thing, like,
I am going
there's
to
a two-way kit from ProMaster that is.
bring this over. Yeah.
This is by far the best one. It's only 11.
Right?
And this is the LS2N light stand.
And then you can get like this.
Very, very nice, very versatile stand. I wouldn't advise,
So it kind of like.
it's not for rugged use,
Here,
but for home studios, they work really, really well.
obviously that's.
I don't know if they're hearing me on that end, but
oh, I'm like,
excellent, excellent.
So we have a lot of kids going on right now, so it's not like the cheapest way to go. So if you want something that, I mean, it comes with. Yeah, sorry, but the stock.
Yeah, that's okay. And what is it if we got a different?
Ah, you swine. Not you, you're
Is it
fine.
that one just gonna be because Warren likes the other stand.
That is true. I mean, any kit scans are going to be robust.
Ah, can I get you to stand up? You want to watch that, folks? I'm just going to pull the chair forward about 2 feet.
A lot of the upfront all the
Excellent, excellent, thank you. Get in there, you. I remember how this goes on.
I have the Nikon,
Oh, yeah. Like just the.
I know what I'm doing.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's this one right here. This one's all open, so we can actually take a quick look at it. So you're just needing this cover piece that I have over on the front? Yeah, so that comes in the base kit or in the professional flash kit.
So there's this guy.
Okay, so. How much is that?
150.
Because I don't need it.
Basically,
For sure, yeah.
Only have two.
Oh, different.
Yeah, I don't need all that stuff.
Oh, sure.
I need it.
Yeah.
Quite fair.
Trigger.
I just want to know
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you want to.
Some voices I'm good at.
Transfer in
I used to do a great Bill Cosby impression. You can't do him anymore.
the- I'm gonna give them a call and make sure that they got it. And then I will get them to send.
I can always do my De Niro. It's just squint and nod.
Have them send me.
Hard with a map.
Yeah, if this is an easier
Yeah.
location for you, that's.
Theoretically, I should
Um,
grab my meter, take other meter readings and stuff. But once you've got your distances down, you can sort of eyeball it. And because, we're not here for hours and hours and hours today, that's how I'm going to do it, which is fine. Model doesn't seem to mind.
Here. Showing the.
Excellent. Well, always looking great. Ooh, do that again. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm going to bring that out from the side. Not bad. I'm going to bring this down quite a bit. I don't want it to, I want deeper shadows now. So I'm bringing it down from 16 to 30, 132 power. So that's a full stop. I'm going to angle this. Our subject is tall. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm just trying to throw a little flash of light back here again, separate the subject from the background so the lighting doesn't look flat and boring. Beautiful. Spin your knees this way. Excellent.
okay, perfect.
Are you comfortable? Like you need a break or anything like that?
I mean, eventually, but I'm good.
Do you
I
have
already
it there,
just
so I'll
started,
bring
right?
it over
Cool.
here. What's your
Cool.
last name?
I'm going to do a few of these, then I'll get you to do an outfit change so it doesn't get stale. Lovely. Don't be hypnotizing me now. There we go.
First thing next week. And that one, yeah, like I said, it comes with the softbox.
Nice.
The softbox and
Chin up ever
umbrella.
so slightly.
Good.
Good.
I haven't used more than that in a studio.
Beautiful.
Smaller than space they're using here.
And of course, as the great Bruce Dickinson said, when he was laying down the tracks for Don't Fear the Reaper, explore the space in the studio. Really, explore the space. There we go. And of course, that's one of the beauties of using a telephoto is that you can zoom in on your subject, tighten up that space. So even though there's like a lot of stuff around, I'm kind of just cutting that out of the photo by zooming in. There we go. Very nice.
Guys, so this is going to sit on your camera. This will attach to the
Very, very nice.
And like Warren
Really
was
lovely.
saying, they should be optically triggered. So once you have, but because we're using like a
Very, very nice. Very nice
and
stuff.
another, they're gonna
I'm gonna back this off ever so slightly.
but this guy is going to sit on the camera. This guy's going to sit on the side like that guy, and then this will optically trigger the other US 400. So this guy can go from one.
Just
You have to make sure it's and okay, sorry, just give me a second here.
There we go. Very Very nice. Very nice.
What other
Stuff.
colors?
Let me check something.
Oh, this is 10805.
I see what I did here.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? Why don't I get you to go just do a quick outfit change? I'm going to take off some stuff and we'll come back to it.
Which we don't have in 35. Sorry.
I'll show you one of my favorite techniques of just as a good way to light. If you want just really, really flattering light. Take that on a few
So our
minutes.
model's just taking a quick break here. Obviously, stay tuned. We got lots more to do.
They call it clamshell lighting. So just one up, one down.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So what I do with this one, get it up. Now the problem is you're going to spend a lot of time fighting with your stand. If I had a boom, it would be easier, but I'll have to deal with what I got. Booms are nice.
Right. Yeah.
But again, those they tend to be pricey. Or I know a guy who has a track system in his light, a track lighting system in his house. So he's just got all his lights
Oh, clever.
on these like accordion things.
Yeah.
Down from the ceiling. It's an expensive setup.
Yeah, that's too much mirroring.
Yeah. Ah. Yes, that's what I will do. No, I won't. Well, I might. We'll see. This is why you have assistants, so that when you're, what's it called? This is why you have assistants, so that when you're
Well, how
doing the
can I
techie
assist?
stuff. Oh no, I would send you out for pizza.
Oh. Well, I'm not doing that. This is where everyone stands around like construction workers, judging what he's doing.
Yep. You want to get your beams and struts in, you get 3/8-inch beams, you get AC power in there, you knock a false hole in the ceiling, and you run conduit straight down.
That's why I'm not the model.
Well, I take it as a point of pride that I can photograph anyone. Except Kathy Rare. I just won't. Probably could, but I won't.
So as you can obviously see, just for people who are tuning in now, we are doing a live studio lighting demonstration here at our 107th Ave location. So come on down, ask some questions, have a look at some gear, play around with some stuff. We set up this whole studio in the center of the store at the back here because we wanted people to be able to play with the gear before they actually pick it up, make sure it's going to work for them. We have our resident expert Warren here who's answering any questions you might have about studio lighting. He's probably been shooting longer than I've been alive, so he knows his stuff. So come on down and ask us any questions you like. We're just doing a bit of a rearrange right now. We took a couple shots. We're playing around with the setup a little bit to change the effect that it's going to have on the subject. So stay tuned and see what comes of it. Warren, can I help set anything up for you?
You know what I could use? If you could find me a step stool from another warehouse or something like that.
I have got a step stool right here.
Absolutely, except you should quit smoking. Excellent. Good to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a hot 15. Please bear with us. I know that this is seeming like a lot of dead air, but like I said, a lot of studio shooting is just a lot of trial and error. So you got to test it out, see if it works. If it doesn't work, rearrange it, try something different.
Yep, my old what do you call that? My old photo teacher used to say, do five lighting setups, 5 different varieties of lighting, and then squeeze out 2 more. You know,
Yeah.
And that's very often when the magic comes.
Yeah.
When you're a little bit exhausted and you've loosened up a little bit and you're just letting things. So what I'm going to do is I've been using as you can see, a barn doors and a grid on the backlight. I'm going to switch to what's called a snoot. Snoots, they're a bit of a blunt instrument because unlike barn doors, you can't adjust a lot and get really subtle with them. It's basically just going to throw a big boom, narrow beam of light. I'm doing it because it's time to switch things up. I'm going to throw.
And the word snoot is fun to say.
It is actually. I'm going to get a bit of colored gel, and I'm going to put that in here, again, just for fun. That's going to take me out of your sightline for a minute. No big whoop.
Don't fret, he's still here. I'm not going to pan it around because we have customers in the store, but I assure you, he's just over there. So he's slapping on a colored gel, which is going to change the color of the flashlight or the light that is landing on the subject. It's a fun effect to be able to put onto your or into your studio. It's actually becoming more and more common that people are shooting with gels. I find anyway. I get a lot of people asking about it. So it's fun to play around with the colors and see what comes of it. If you like it, you like it. If not, well, again, you got to try it.
One of the things about gels is it's sort of a misfortune at the moment is that they're actually very hard to source because Lee used to make all our color gels.
Yeah, so I was going to mention McBain has carried color gels. Right now we have MagMod gels in stock, but they are made specifically for the MagMod system, so they fit to that system specifically. We used to carry the Lee gels, the color gels, but Lee has had an issue hanging on to Canadian distributors, so we no longer have that available to us when we're working on fixing that problem, but at the moment, no solution. But you can accomplish a lot with, I've used transparency paper and colored it with felt marker and it works, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just put a little red gel in it just to see what'll happen.
Yeah, can we make an account and we can just add things to it and like, if what are you talking with the
So what I can
I think
Nothing fell. You're hearing things.
So I'm gonna make that's gonna have these items on it. Yes, and then we'll
like the backlighting with the front doors.
so are you wanting a backdrop set up as well?
Probably combine that's investable.
So
And then,
yes, give me 1 second.
okay, so I'm gonna just start adding and then think I'm going to need, and we'll review it.
Have those transmitters.
Oh, and I'll need a tripod as well.
Computer.
Yoink.
So, for the background, what we have here, we have back rock stands that are holding that little spring-loaded guy.
Okay.
What I would suggest that's a little bit more versatile is, depending on your setup, you can get telescopic poles.
Incidentally, the lights I'm using, the Godox, use what's called a Bowen's mount for the light shapers and attachments. Just like with cameras, Nikon mount, Canon mount, Sony mount. Different light manufacturers have different mounts for things of this nature. Godox uses what's called Bowen's. I'm gonna grab the phone. Someone's gonna grab the phone.
Like a mini EV or an 8mm cassette? Yes, yeah, we do transfers from that to what you're asking. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, they're each of those will be $70 through to USB. We can convert them all to the same USB, but it's $70. Yes, sir. They can take in the order there. The actual transfer will happen here, but that's no problem. You can drop it off there.
Let me think.
We're kind of downtown. It's been 107 down 108. No worries. I mean, there's only one person who's going to be watching it, which is Grandma, right? So, I mean.
Nice.
Yeah, fair enough. No worries. You're very welcome. Take care.
I think I need to find me an extensible cord. Take me 2 seconds.
Yeah, probably 3 colors.
Would you want to go like black, white, and gray, or do you want to do like colors?
Like a black, white, and blue.
So I would suggest the 107-inch paper that is 9 feet wide. The ones that we have up here are 5 feet, so they come in 5, 7, and 9. So if you have enough space, go.
Yeah.
You said, sorry, white as well?
So you think,
I mean, white is
This'll work.
versatile because you don't have colored gel. You can do a lot with, I guess, Photoshop. So it's super versatile.
Overall, the no.
So if you're getting started out, I started with a gray.
Let's do it this way.
what about color gels?
All we have are the magnums.
Do it okay there?
So what Warren's got here,
Yeah.
these are like gels that we used to carry.
We often use this for our passport setup, but I'm going to get it doing double duty, I think, here today.
Sorry.
I said duty.
Right, so black, white,
Blue.
a blue.
Yeah, just checking it.
Like that. Grab my light meter.
You know what, actually, let's go over there. Because the monitor doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, because just look for the colors, yeah.
We've got the,
Oh, these are beautiful.
the sky blue's kind of gray blue. I'm actually gonna let you decide which one you would like, because
F56, I can work with that.
Like the turquoise. And we've got turquoise, we've got black. But instead of white, why don't we do like, maybe a shell?
We might have to, like, with the Savage, I don't know if I've got the turquoise in the lower 7-inch, we'll see.
Okay, because we're waiting on that other stuff anyway, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let me grab my subject and we'll be back at it in a sec.
Oh, Anna.
Come and ask me, girl. Set you free, girl. Keep it angled like that. Sit angle against it. So bring your knees over this way. There we go. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Very nice. So this is a clamshell type of thing where one light over, an intense fill light under. I'm going to bring this up just a titch higher.
I'm sorry, where am I looking?
You know that song, Anna?
There's lots of songs with Anna.
Yeah, but the good one by Arthur Alexander.
Which is the good one?
Hang on. Hannah, you come and ask me, girl, to set you free, girl.
Can't say I've heard it, but I've got time.
The Beatles covered it too.
Good for them.
There's actually a great episode of Married with Children where Al couldn't remember the name of the song, so he just walked around humming it all day, driving everyone crazy. He'd go, you know this song? Mm-hmm. People go, no, but I'd love to dance to it.
Do you want any as well?
Nobody played Hapless like Ed O'Neill.
Yeah, Mr. Abbott. Is that all for you today?
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Oh, can we have one? Sure. Okay.
Right, because I'm an idiot, so that's a problem. Gotta have your trigger on the camera. Very, very nice. Very solid, probably going to be underexposed. Yes, let me do this, 2 seconds.
What can I do for you? Ah, you called it.
I did, yeah.
Very nice. Can I get your phone number?
Yeah, 3.6%. Actually.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. So again, direct the model, of course, but direct yourself. Find different angles, find different ways of looking at things. I tend to do portraits vertically, but you can do horizontal. It goes something sort of cinematic. That's nice. Very nice. Very, very nice.
A lot of deep design stuff, and I have not been 409.49.
Do something real quick. Give you 10 seconds.
Do you want the bag?
Where did I put that other receiver he wondered out loud?
Okay. No, I grabbed the. There you go. You're very welcome. Thanks.
Another reason you want assistance, keep track of the stuff.
Sorry about that.
Very nice, very, very nice. Flashes in the way, that's better, very nice. Excellent. Walk back, zoom in. Yeah. Very proud of it. Very fierce.
We do not have the turquoise in the
Just
107.
remember to smile.
What I do have.
Smile with
From
your
that Tyra Banks thing. I watched like 2 episodes of it, and I was like, this is ruining photography for me.
Wow.
But the one episode where they had Patrick DeMarchelier on, amazing. The guy is a genius.
J.
I think you gotta be French. Very, very nice. Whew. Getting exhausted. What time is it?
What time is it?
Yeah.
It's 2 o'clock.
Wow, we've really been going.
Yeah, we have.
Alrighty.
So what you learning?
What am I learning?
How's the snoot working out?
Snoot's working real well.
Excellent.
I really enjoy the, as I was saying before, one of the things I like about Godox lights, aside from the fact that they're fairly robust, easy to use, the usual stuff, easy to get at, easy to get servicing for, Bowens mounts. So pretty much all of my head attachments, light shapers, thank you, whether soft boxes or the beauty dish or the snoot, they'll go on and operate properly. One thing I've forgotten to do, which is a mistake, and it's not the end of the world, and I know that because the end of the world has Jennifer Lawrence in it, is my X-Rite color checker passport, which is
You blow on it with a mask on.
shut up. Hey, I'll have you know that enough air came through that the thing came up. Color checker passport. This is used to simply balance and adjust your color in post-production. What I do is I get my subject to hold this.
What do you have for these like creamy colors?
Let me just adjust this real quick. Excellent. And move your fingers fingers off it. Excellent. That is perfect. Terrific. Smashing, baby.
Yeah, colors.
So
Look, I'm not even pointing the camera at you. All righty. Thank you. I'm going to address the camera for a few minutes here. So I take an example photo of the color checker. I hope you can see that. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I think you're solid. The point is later on, I open this file in Lightroom or Photoshop, Capture One. Awesome, awesome program, Capture One. If you want just absolutely top-notch skin tones, you can't go wrong. Or any number of photo editing programs. There we go. And I can take samples from the black patches and make sure that my blacks are neutralized, don't have a color cast to them. Same with the gray patches, the white patch. If I find my camera renders red's a little orangey for my taste, I can take a sample from the red patch and just set it, adjust my red color channel to my taste. So these are very, very handy. They're, I think, about $150. And we do sell them here at McBain, and I find they're a very, very handy tool. Spider offers something similar. Works just as well. It's bigger. It's about the size of a small laptop. So maybe not as field friendly, but it does the same thing. It's called the Spider Color Checker or something. No. X-Ray Color Checker. I don't remember what Spider calls theirs. I have both because I put a hat on a hat kind of guy. And of course you have simple two-tone gray patches, again, just to do quick white balances in the field. Very, very handy. All right. Oops, sorry, I didn't do that. I shouldn't have done that. That's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I am many things, videographer, not one of them. There we go. What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
Yeah.
This?
Excellent.
Other things?
Cool.
I try my best for a living.
Excellent. Get your hustle on. That's the important part.
Sure.
I'm a camera salesman. As a manner born. Born and bred.
I think
Never been good at much else.
try out
Except
first,
photography.
get used to it, and then see what it's not doing that you want it to do, and then
Very, very nice.
um,
I'm going to come in,
thank you.
get that part of the background behind you. But I'm just going to come in from a different angle. I'm going to get nice and close. I'm going to fill up
One of my
the
now tripods are a little bit
frame with just kind of your eyes to your
I
chin.
really like
Give me some intensity.
this guy with this type of a handle.
Yeah.
So this one,
Yeah.
this is called a video
Try to
fluid head.
I'm actually going to tinker with I'm focusing for just a sec.
It is very smooth to pan and tilt up and down. Great for video because it doesn't have that sort of jerky,
Yes.
tick kind of thing. But a lot of the tripods will come equipped with what's called bulb heads. So let's go out and look at this.
There we go. Now it's finding your eyes. One of the things I like about mirrorless is the face detection and the eye detection, which makes portraiture so much easier. Instead of having to constantly choose a focusing point and make sure that focusing point is over the subject's eyes, the mirrorless camera just finds the eye, grabs it. I've always been a Canon shooter, as I've said. And Canon SLRs from early 90s. But when I went to mirrorless, I found that when I was doing portraiture, my percentage of sharp captures shot up immensely just because of the new autofocusing technology. So yeah, better living through science.
Chemistry.
Well, I think the original thing was better living through chemistry. But now we're doing but science also. I am a science believer. There we go. Nice little bit of highlighter red on you. That's cool. If I had an assistant here, I might switch the red to a blue. But We're playing today.
Mhm.
Yeah. Very nice. Let's try different focusing modes. And again, in autofocus, let's try spot autofocus. There we go. Quite nice. That's not what I want.
Trade this in.
Very, very nice. Ah. Phew. Well, getting tired here, folks. I'll be okay. I'm just old. Don't hit 50. 50 is a rotten number. So what other have I talked about? So stuff that's kind of in my bag when I'm shooting studio or portraiture. The color checker, that was the obvious one. I have my light meter. This is a Conic. I've had this for 30 years, 20 years, definitely 20 years. Excellent light meter. Seconic does great work. We have options in store and lots to choose from. This one's pretty beat up. There are schools of thought on light meters. I think they're a good thing to have for studio in particular. For the field, less so than they used to be. Counterweights. We're not using really, really heavy stuff today, but you always want to have counterweights for your, what do you call these things? Light stands to keep them from falling over. Particularly if you're outdoors and it's windy, you just put sand, or if it's me, I take 3 cans of Diet Coke, put them in each of these pockets, and that will hold my stand in place. Lighting gels, short telephoto lens, got to have the camera. Call me weird on that one, but yeah, you got to have it. Spare batteries, day before your shoot, go buy more batteries than you think you'll need, because you will probably need it. It's always good to have. If you don't use them on the day of the shoot, you take them home, you put them in your remote control and light them. I'm getting actually quite exhausted. Alrighty. So, trying to think of what else I can do. I've come in from the side, I've come in from the top. One lighting setup that you want to avoid, generally speaking, unless you have a reason to do it, is of course you don't want to bring your key light in from underneath. That's for old Universal monster movies. So it does have its place, but not for beauty or glamour lighting. But light coming up from here doesn't look good, looks foolish. You get that Lon Chaney, what's his name, Boris Karloff thing happening.
I love ghouls.
Yeah.
This one attaches to your camera. This is just an extra.
But not appropriate for today's shoot.
Right, of course.
This is for.
But I tell you what, if you want to learn lighting, and I've said a zillion times, old black and white movies, the Universal monster movies, the German impressionist silent films, they knew how to light things. I'll tell you what. Yeah. You know what? Let's download a card, see what we got, take a load off, and then we'll come back to it. Cool. Yeah, just chill.
Sounds good. I give a remark here. Okay.
We might want to take a second to show people kind of the stuff that we do offer.
Yeah.
We've got Pro Photo here, Ellen Chrome, so
Yes.
Oh, it is.
And the list I'm making.
We're waiting till
For what I need.
Well, McBain friends and family, thanks for tuning in. We've kind of reached the peak of what we're offering here for today's session. In the future, we will be doing more of things like this, so stay tuned to our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and our Twitter's page as well. And we'll be posting maybe a hint of what we're going to be doing. It's not going to be a super big to do, but we do want to offer more of these in-store demonstrations so that you, the customers and viewers, can have a chance to see what we offer, see what it can do, how it can work for you. So please, by all means, come in, hit us up with something that you might want to see us tackle in store with when it comes to setting up like a home studio, or when it comes to having what gear over what gear kind of thing. So let us know what you want to see. And yeah, keep in touch, friends. Thanks so much for tuning in.
reflector. The main thing about light meters is one of the best photographers I know.